Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is your Monday 7:07 and it's always a pleasure to be here. Thank you for tuning in. And I know you guys watch the news, right? And especially in Kenya, I'm sure you guys have gotten to see that building in Nairobi in a place called Kino. Big, I think, 4-story, 5-story building that's just collapsed onto another building, you know. What I find so interesting is I saw so many lessons. First of all, let's start there. There are so many lessons there, but there's one that just jumps out and it's pretty simple. Foundations, foundations, foundations. Guys, I can't say that enough. Foundations, foundations, foundations. What are you building on? All right, and I know we hear about this, but I just want to bring a different twist to it. Did you see that building? As in, the entire building is almost 100% intact. What you can see is intact. The problem is that intact building has just sunk a few feet low and leaning on another building. Okay, and the only thing that's wrong with that place is not the pillars, it's not the walls, it's not the different floors at the top, it's the foundations. Let me tell you something. If you're building and you want what you're building to last, I want you to remember something. Unless your foundations are sure, just know that everything else is liable. Everything else is likely to collapse at some point. The reason why we do foundations is to make sure that things last. And here's the thing, people do not pay for foundations. When guys are coming into a house, when you're going in to rent a house, first floor, ground floor, second floor, third floor, you don't pay for foundations. You pay for furniture, you pay for the paint, you pay for the finishes, you pay for the cupboards. That's what determines the quality of the kind of rent that you're going to pay. But nobody pays for foundations. That's a funny thing in life, right? But it's the same thing, every single thing that you're building. That which is unseen, people don't pay for it. When people are applauding you, people are going to applaud you for what they can see. People are not going to applaud you for what you buried in the ground. And yet what people can see is founded on what you buried in the ground. When you're in a relationship, the stuff that you do to take care of yourself, to prepare yourself, to be ready to come into that relationship, that's not what that person is going to pay for. That's not what's going to attract them. They will be attracted to what they can see, but what builds what they can see is unseen. Come on guys, are we together? Are you getting what I'm saying? When people are rewarding somebody for a degree, when we go and we celebrate this person has got this degree, we throw a bash, we even give them a job based on that degree. We're just giving them a reward based on what they graduated with. But nobody pays you for the 4 years that you spent in school, 3 years, 6 years you spent in medical school. Nobody pays that bill because nobody pays for what they cannot see. And yet, what they cannot see is the foundation of what they are paying for. So when you get a guy that is looking for a get-rich-quick scheme, they will always find a way of creating what can be seen. So anybody can come up with a very good enterprise that looks good at the front, but are the foundations sound? Let me talk to entrepreneurs. Are your foundations sound? Are the financial systems set? Are your HR systems set? You know, do you have a control process, a way of controlling costs? Do you have a way of motivating staff? Do you have your background and foundations done? Because that's the only way that you build something that can last. And this doesn't matter what it is you're building. People are always going to reward what they can see. But the true foundation of what they can see is underground. They cannot see it. What am I saying? Spend your time building the foundations. Don't focus on what everybody is focusing on. Focus on what cannot be seen. Character building, that's important. Building stamina in the things that you want to do. Building resilience. Building trustworthy nature. I don't know what it is. You know what your foundations are. People don't talk about foundations. Guys don't talk about what it takes for you to be the right kind of parent. Most of the things that you're going to go through in parenting, your children will never know. They will never know the bills that you pay. They will never know the loans that you took, the struggles that you went through. They'll never know how many times you didn't want to come home. Those are foundational things. And yet, the things your children will say and reward you for are not that. A child is going to wake up and say, my dad was always there. My mom was always there for me. My dad is the one who stood by me. My mom is the one who believed in me when nobody else could. What they don't know is what it cost you to believe in them when nobody else did. They don't know the nights that you struggled and you are wondering, do I walk into their room and just slap them for that stupid thing that they did? And then you just refrained. They don't know that bill. They don't know how many loans you had to take to pay for that school fees, wondering, is this person really going to take this course seriously? Nobody knows that bill. And yet, when they come to reward, they'll talk about the outcome of that bill that you paid. Guys, I'm just saying this, foundations. Don't be afraid of building foundations. Don't think just because this thing is buried in the ground, nobody's gonna see it, and so I don't need to focus on it. No. Sometimes when you're building foundations, you go so deep, people will think that you're about to get buried. And it looks like you're getting buried, but you're building, you're moving up by going down. So I'm talking to somebody today who is still going down. You're still building foundations. You're still doing stuff that is not profitable. You're still doing stuff that you can't put on the bill. I'm a hotelier, and I can tell you this, we don't put on the bill how much the power bill costs. We don't put on your bill the water bill. We don't put the payroll on your bill when we are paying for your chicken. We don't put the staff motivation. We don't put all that stuff there. We don't put our licenses on your chicken bill. We don't. That's foundational stuff. But what you talk about the chicken that you ate at Fred's Ranch. You talk about the chicken at KFC. You talk about the beautiful ambience at Java. You talk about what you can see. But what it costs to give you what you can see is far much more. This is life. Life pays for what seems simple, but the true bill is in the foundations. So guys, don't make a mistake like that guy who built that building in Kino. Build something that will last. Focus on your foundations. People will not reward you. People will not applaud you. People will make it look like you're heading in the opposite direction. But guys, focus on your foundations. What you're doing in the dark is going to pay one day. There are no free lunches. One day somebody's going to pay for that 7-year degree. One day somebody's going to pay for all those sleepless nights that you took. One day someone will pay for your foundations. It may not appear like it, but someone's gonna pay for it. So focus on your foundations. Don't be in a hurry to build. Don't be rushing to get paid. No. True things that last take time. They take years. They take years of sweat. It's called sweat equity. Give it time. Wait. Don't be in a rush. There is no such thing as a get-rich-quick scheme. Trust me. There is no such thing as a get-rich-quick scheme. Anything that seems like you're going to make it like that is a scam. The true stuff that is going to make you wealthy, that is going to make you success, that is going to go beyond your generation, that stuff takes time, sweat, years of hard work. But when it starts paying, you can be sure that it's going to outlive you. All right? Foundations, that's what we're talking about. I hope you've been inspired. Thank you for tuning in. This is Your Next Level. My name is Victor Machoka. Always a pleasure. Keep growing and stay inspired. See you next week.